Hi Libra, here's a general look at your solar chart for May 2011. Before I look at that, I just want to say a few words about the slow-moving outer planets, Uranus, Pluto, because they're having such an effect on us all at the moment. Uranus, along with Neptune and Pluto, are transpersonal planets, and as such trigger cycles. They have a generational influence which affects us all globally when they're making certain angles to our Earth. And in 2011, Uranus and Pluto, along with Saturn at times, will be impacting your sign very strongly, which means that the bigger wheels, or so-called circumstances beyond our control, will have a bearing to a greater or lesser degree according to your natal chart. In general, Uranus has since March been zeroing in on the slower moving planet Pluto, as mentioned in the forecast I did for the whole of 2011 for your sign. When these two get together, they tend to produce sudden events worldwide, which affect us all, set us back on our heels, get us to reassess our lifestyles, or in fact to reassess our whole life. Their job in your life and my life is to tear down an existing order to clear the decks for new growth. And in your life, it depends on how this aspects your sun or other planets. But globally, this combination can be unpredictable, explosive, powerful, but ultimately revitalizing and regenerating, although it might not feel like that at the time. Uranus is about change and Pluto is about evolution, so when those two come together, as they are at the moment, they can manifest as external factors, or the bigger wheels forcing disruption or upheaval upon us or amongst us, and giving rise to an air of tension, volatility, unrest, restlessness. So in the current aspect, there is likely to be turbulence, stress and trauma. That plus the current conjunction of the North Node with the galactic center amounts to a huge evolutionary kick in the pants for us all. But there's more on that on another video under my name here on YouTube. Now for this month in May, well, Libra, you're coming into a transformational phase when you're going to be shifting from one gear to the next. But in the process, there's going to be some ups and downs for you emotionally at moments. You'll be feeling a little bit more sensitive and self-protective. But you're going to be really reaching for your bottom line, and you're going to be gauging your priorities and deciding how best to move forward. Something's going to push you into that. Your inner mood will tend to be a little bit more dominant. So this is a great time for you to be feeling your way into a strategy, or quietly, asking your inner guidance, but quietly plotting and planning for the future, which you can do by trusting your instincts, your emotional guidance. This isn't about mind. A good time for a heart-to-heart talk with somebody, or consulting with somebody in a confidential sort of a way. Or actually, it could happen the other way around. It could mean that somebody comes to you in a time of crisis, and they're asking you for your sage counsel. Part of what is concerning you may be that you've got to work within somebody else's parameters, and you haven't got the control or freedom you'd like regarding the situation or the agreement you have with them. Or it might be to do with finances, or it could be to do with property, or some kind of arrangement that you've made previously. Or it could be some kind of moral obligation. Feelings could run high at times, because you'll feel as though you're going against the grain. You're being pushed against your grain. You're being pushed against your better judgment. But this is a transformational time, and the transformation comes as a result of coming up against those pressures, those outer pressures, those inner pressures, and then the energies will push you into deciding what's better for you, what feels more comfortable for you, and that could be emotionally, that could be materially, and that is when the gears shift and you reach for something better. The area that the sun is in at the moment is death and rebirth, so there could be some deconstructing, some letting go of a previous expectation or arrangement, and you reaching beyond that into something, someone, somewhere better. Now, Venus and Mercury are in a strong position for you this month, especially the third week, helping you to forge links with others, being very much in the flow of information exchange, correspondence, collaborations, highlighting partners or close relationships, and the kinds of scenarios where you can work well one-to-one with someone. You find you can really do business with this person, and that might be outside of this other situation. This vibration can bring someone special into your life as well. It can work like that too, or just help in strengthen an important bond. This is a time when you feel that you can just click with someone, but equally a time when others need more of your TLC. And as I say, that's up until mid-month, but these two are working very well together in the third week. Jupiter is in this area too, and that is a huge blessing. Jupiter's going to encourage you to take a broader, more philosophical view in close relationships, but also somebody in a working relationship or a personal relationship is going to help you get the eagle eye view on things. Jupiter actually rules the law, man-made law, human law, but also spiritual law as well. So maybe for some of you, that person could throw a light on something, give you advice on something. But also equally the other way around, the energy goes both ways. You could be the one who's the advice giver, helping them in some way, maybe sharing your knowledge, your skills with them. Jupiter here definitely will be providing more opportunity for expansion in your life through one-to-one relationships, personal or professional, and that's up until the 5th of June. But then when Jupiter moves, it's actually going to be moving into a similar area, but which possibly could be more lucrative as well. At the moment, you could encounter somebody who is from a very different background to your own, someone living at a distance even, someone who's foreign, someone who just has the sort of knowledge that you didn't know about but which you need, or which you're very interested in. It might not be a burning need, but you kind of didn't know that sort of thing was out there, and they bring this to you because that's their territory, that's their area. And they find that what you have to say, what you have to contribute is very, very interesting and fascinating, because they didn't know that kind of slant on things existed. So, if you put yourself in an environment where you're likely to meet such a person, then that's you tapping into the Jupiter energy. So get yourself into those sorts of environments, or cast your nets really, really wide if you're hunting for a mate or somebody to work with, a teacher, an advisor, or to give you an outlet to be the teacher or advisor, for you to share your knowledge and experience with others, but in a bigger way. Careful not to expand too far too fast. Keep your feet on the ground. But if you do find yourself in working with the public, you could find your popularity growing under this transit of Jupiter. Uranus is also in the same sector, and Uranus is going to be transiting your opposite sign for many years, and during this time these close working or personal relationships will be transforming your life in many ways, sometimes very surprising sorts of ways. You'll have to be open-minded and flexible where others are concerned, and you might feel ambushed from time to time, but this is the spirit of revolution and change which is going to facilitate your evolution and ultimately liberate you, and is part of a significant growth process. You Librans born in the first 4 days and Libra rising to the first 3 degrees are going to feel this vibration most strongly over May. And from mid-month, when Venus and Mercury move, it's likely there's going to be someone around who could help you feel financially or emotionally more secure, as you both kind of pool your resources or your ideas or your information. The energy suggests it'll be easier then for you to get the kind of support, be it material or emotional, that you need from some influence, and this could be related to finances or property. Also a good time for a heart-to-heart talk with someone, or to put your cards on the table, or to gather useful information, potentially lucrative as well, with that position of Venus there. Overall, you're taking responsibilities more seriously now, Libra. Sometimes this long transit of Saturn is what I'm talking about now. It can cause a dip in your vitality, or a glitch, or a series of glitches, or make you feel a little bit less confident and self-doubting. You're going to be more sober now, more cautious, and maybe a little bit lacking in enthusiasm sometimes, but just understand that this is the action of Saturn which slows everything down wherever it is, and where it is in your sign. So everything to do with, your image of yourself, the role that you play in the eyes of others, your sense of personal empowerment at times, with this Saturn energy, putting a bit of pressure on there, and maybe on you physically as well. There can be, health problems. Saturn rules teeth and bones, so it could be connected to that. Means that, that's the way that the Saturn throws a spanner in the works and grounds you in a way, and gets you to really weigh up what you have and what you want to do with it, or what you'd like to have in your life. Saturn and Pluto incline you to take on heavier responsibilities. Over there, Pluto, a very long transit, Saturn transiting into autumn 2012. Heavier responsibilities so that you can contour step by step things in a way which mirror more authentically where you're coming from. But you'll have to stick with it as you navigate the obstacles as you go along. So over this long period, through your choices, you should be building your life in a way that marries what you wish for, what you yearn for, with an actual material sort of setup or location or relationship which mirrors that. So nothing happens fast with Saturn, so just take it one step at a time. And if you do, well, by the time Saturn comes out of here, the rewards can be huge. If you keep the faith, hold the vision, keep your hands steadily on the wheel, and just navigate towards what you wish to manifest. Now, Neptune moved into Pisces in April, meaning the confusions and letdowns, the occasional letdowns maybe, hopefully, in romantic relationships over the previous decade should begin to clear away, will begin to clear away. Also any blurring of the boundaries, uncertainties affecting the young ones in your life. The new position of Neptune will bring more compassion into the services you provide to others, old or young, now. Pluto's influence at the root of your chart will, over a number of years, bring major transformation to your roots, your domestic setup, the dynamics of family relationships. And you Librans born from the 26th of September to the 4th of October, or with 3 to 10 degrees of Libra rising, will feel Pluto's vibration mostly over May. And from the 21st, you'll begin a more expansive time when communications or travel could be highlighted, and you'll begin seeing new potential and making plans for the future. And that's it from May. If you know your rising sign, listen to that too. It'll throw another slant on what I've said here. And I'll see you the next time.